Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadesh, Barakatam. Alright, to the Akim, name of Lord Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadesh, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great Mr. Ruel, and to the Akim around the four corners on the earth. Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Nasha DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, just to keep you in reminders. I'll spare the antics of this Edomite elites, man. It's just hilarious, alright? So always remember, man, they always have to milk every single crisis, yeah, to the detriment of the people's mindset. And that's why they always want to, stir up drama, stir up contention. And the Lord, has already given us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as per what to do when there's a contention, all right, and what the results are when when such a person of that mindset is being eliminated, all right, from a position of authority. So I'm going to read from the book of Proverbs chapter 22, verse 10. It says, "Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yes, strife and reproach shall cease." And that's sound wisdom right there. And this Edomites, man, this Edomite elites, man, they've been nothing but a sower of contention, sower of reproach, sower of discord among the peoples of the earth, right? And it's always chaos, man, so they start all that drama in the month of August, and always trying to use 9/11 as an excuse, to heighten the people's awareness about what's going on overseas. And they always like to throw in seeds of stress, seeds of doubt, seeds of worries in the minds of the people. And that's how they do it, man. They wait till the month of August, and then they start pushing Afghanistan. And when the month of October happens, and the month of September happens, they start talking about 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, and then putting Afghanistan on the news. So that's how they do their little shenanigans, man. Always want to cause up, stir up strife. They show you videos of people trying to escape Afghanistan in a big old military cargo plane. What else do you expect, man? You're dealing with Esau, and then talk about Taliban sympathizers. Yeah, it's just all chaos, man. All chaos. All chaos. That's what it's just all about, man. All that withdrawal could have been done like years and years ago, man. You don't have to be in the month of August. So they stretch the drama into the month of September and start playing the 9/11 card, which they themselves are the ones responsible for. Alright? So this is what happens, man. Just like you hear the alarm going off in the background. You can imagine if that was Afghanistan, man. With all that chaos, alarms going off everywhere. So that's why it's important to stick with the Lord. So I'm going to get another quick precept. It's going to be from the book of Micah. Yeah, the good old book of Micah. It just shows you how desperate and thirsty these elites are, man, to maintain their grip on power and the resources of the people on the face of the earth. All right. So the book of Micah chapter 2 verse 1 says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." All right. So those are the the folks always sowing up strife, man. Just like you go back and read Proverbs chapter 22, verse 10. It's always the same old drama, man. Let me read that Proverbs chapter 22 and 10. Alright, Proverbs chapter 22 and 10 says, Cast out the scorner, and contention shall go out. Yea, strife and reproach shall cease. Yeah, and that's how Esau uses his so-called alphabet agencies, man. Whether it's the CIA, the FBI, State Department, USDA, FDA. It's all to stir up contention among the people so they could have an edge. Alright? And, hey, it's all part of prophecy. And you have to just see clearly the way they operate, how they use lies, and do as much as they can, as much as possible, to steer clear of the truth. Alright? So the book of Micah chapter 2 verse 1 says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And that's what you see all over the news, man. Alright? They're exercising their power to keep the people's minds stuck on tragedies, And there's so much that happened with 9/11 that these news agencies are never going to cover, with all the lies and fraud. You had the stock market part, you had the, the law enforcement part, aka the police part, you have the fire department part, you have the EPA part, and then you have the, you have the independent journalists talking about all the chaos that happened, and what happened the months before 9/11, and how the certain events were just leading up to the disappearance of disappearance of records, disappearance of evidence, what the so-called mayor of New York City was doing, trying to block people from doing their jobs, people drinking the Kool-Aid, people going along the narrative to mislead the people and lie. So it's just one ball of confusion that they like to shove down to people's throats. And at the end of the day, man, those that understand the truth, we stick to it no matter what. Right? And the media is never going to stand with the people. That's one thing, you will come to understand when you are a person that seek after the truth of the gospel. And then Micah chapter 2 verse 2 says, and they covered fields and take them by violence. And that's what America's empire is all about. Covetousness, man. Covetousness, man. Alright? And then, they take houses, take them by violence, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So that's the chaos, man. When you hear these folks from Afghanistan talking about how their interactions with the West has caused them to lose, stability in their nations, the families are broken apart, how the so-called United States government was making deals, backdoor deals with the Taliban and all that stuff, all the fraud, that these so-called generals were engaged in, in misleading the people, all those contracts they head over, they decide to pass over to these contractors that supply weapons and supply, regular daily products and all that stuff. So it's just one shit show, and that was the whole plan. It's just one money grabbing opportunity, and to push more legislation to control the people, by bringing about the TSA and Homeland Security, tyranny, So at the end of the day, you just understand that it's the Lord's plan to reveal the wicked, and you see how how they operate. All right. So I'm going to get another precept. It's going to be from the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, because a lot of people always want to fall in line with the narrative when they see people crying and wailing, but not knowing that emotions can be deceptive. All right. That's why it's very, very important, to be patient in the spirit. All right. So the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12 says, "For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the suckers which reason offereth." All right. So when folks are led by their emotions and feelings and all that, they just have knee-jerk reactions, and that's exactly what the U.S. media is always want to, cause the people, to lean towards, right? To lean on knee-jerk reactions, always repeating whatever they hear on the news. They can't do a comparison of sources. They can't do no little research here and there just to make sure everything is on point. They're always heading over to the to the source of lies. And the end of the day, man, that's how a lot of tension increases. Because of the lie is just so rampant. All right, and hey, it's what happens, man. The police department push the lies also because they want to get money from the federal government. So what else can you do? The schools push the lies too because they want to get funding from the government. So that's why it's very, very important, man, to have integrity, all right, in these last days, so that you'll be exempt from judgment. And this is for the Israelites, all right? The so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. You have to understand, when it comes to standing with the truth of this gospel, you don't have a problem of debating within your mind, man. Your decision's already been made to stand firm, all right, to stand stiffly for this witness, all right. So one more precept, and just have a quick wrap up. So this is from the book of Sirach, chapter 31. Yeah, Sirach chapter 31, verse 13. Yeah, so you see all those weapons that now still left over there. What do you think they're gonna use it for? The same people yelling and screaming gun control, where are they? Yeah, so that's how chaotic Babylon is, man. Always stirring up strife to create more strife and to extend their so-called spell over the minds of the people. So the book of Sirach, chapter 31, verse 13 says, "Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than an eye? Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion." Yeah, so the minds of these elites, man, it's always about how to sell fear, sell fear, package it, put it on the news, and then manipulate the people's intellect, the people's reaction to fit their agenda. And that's what they do. Auto app care, day in, day out. It don't matter whether it's on the right wing or the left wing, it's still the same old result. They're all working in concert. And hey, somebody's got to make those ammo for those American weapons that are left there in Afghanistan. All right. What do you think? You could that someone's going to capitalize on the opportunity to be making American ammunition rounds for those weapons. So that's the point that I came. You just have to see the drama of the chaos, man. It's like, damn, every single day they're gonna try to start something so they go extend it into the next week, into the next month, into the next year. And that's all they do. So that's the point that I came. Baratazah, the Lord Hamashak Yahushai, keep our minds covered from the wiles of the devil. All right, because there's a times of prophecy, man. You don't want to be swept, with this refuge of lies. All right, Shalom.